welcome back to Nikki's Nosh. And today I've actually come out of this place because I had to get in fairly quickly because I didn't have a booking, and they said, look, we can fit you in, but you've got to leave by 7:30, and it's 20 to 8 now. We're at Paddyfields Cantonese restaurant. Now you might see lots of people going in. Most people are going in for takeaways because they do the most fantastic takeaways, but additionally I thought it'd be really nice if I went and had a Cantonese Chinese meal, because all the ones in the centre of York seem to have lost their touch, and so in fact I can only think of 3 that are really any good, and they're not in the centre of York. But if I find one, obviously we'll go to it. But this is the very first Chinese/Cantonese restaurant we've been to on the channel, and when I was a kid, right, we got taken out for a meal to our own Cantonese restaurant in Rill. There was the Phoenix and the Peacock, and the Peacock was in High Street and the Phoenix was in another street, all owned by the same people. And in fact, strangely enough, the man who started it off, obviously, went back. He came to Britain in the 1920s. His great granddaughter or granddaughter was in Steps, and she's somebody, I can't remember her name. I'll put her name up. I even may find a picture. So I've been coming to Cantonese restaurants for most of my life, for at least 50, 55 years, 60 years. However, when I came with my mum and parents, they always used to insist that we had English food, and so it was fairly pointless. But since in Rill there was no other restaurants, that is where we went. But I've been to Paddyfields Cantonese restaurant. There's a great restaurant. I've been there, so I can now safely say you'll probably enjoy the video. And I've got stuff to take home with me because I decided to make it easy to show you what it would be like if you had a meal for 2. And Gary sometimes does this, doesn't he? He takes a meal for him and the cameraman, and Greeno does it as well, and then he takes the other bit home for his hungry family. Anyway, they also do a takeaway. And that's what you see, all these people coming out with bags in their hands. They've been to the takeaway. So they've got around about 50 covers. They run from 5 o'clock in the evening through till 10 at night. The hours will be in the description. If you really want me to do, I'll say, come on. But I'm not going to because I've already been there. And so I'm going back home to Nosh Manor, whilst you can go into the Cantonese restaurant, into Paddyfields.
Welcome back to Nikki's Nosh, and of course I'm Nikki. Now, I have not been to a Chinese restaurant for the entire time I've been running the channel, which is about a year. I really wanted to start with a really good restaurant that's got a good reputation. I couldn't really find anything in the city of York. It's busy, so you can see behind me here, you'll see people coming in and going out. They're picking up their takeaways. As I was walking in, I said to a lady who had just come out of here, I said, excuse me for asking, but you've got a takeaway from Paddyfields. What would you say? What would you say about it? And they said, absolutely marvellous. We've been coming here for 7 years. I was speaking to a young couple who were on the table opposite me, and I said, well, what about this? He says, well, we've been coming here. We've come all the way from Strensel. Now, Strensel's further from where I live, and and they've been coming here for quite a lot. They say they're big portions, so we'll have to see. So I'm going to go through the menu. Now, the menu may be online, but I think what's the easiest thing for me to do is to show it. It's obviously geared for takeaways as well, but I know what I like. But what we'll try to do is we'll try and order a few bits and pieces so that if there's something that I like and I wouldn't mind taking home with me, obviously I can take it home with me. So I might order enough for, say, 2 people and see how that goes, okay? The menu is here, beautifully prepared, lovely and clean, really clean menu. And there you are, that's it, Paddyfields, yeah. This gets a 4.6 on TripAdvisor, so it's got a good reputation. I've seen the kitchens, but I poked my head into the kitchens, and they are busy, busy, busy. Because of course, they're taking takeaway orders. And I said, well, when does the takeaway orders start? They said, oh, it starts about 4:30, and they don't open until 5. This menu is incredible. You've got your set menu for 2, for 1 per person. So it's 27, 28, 29 or 30. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah. And then you have the main course. You choose for 2 people, for 3 people, for 4 people, right? So you can have 4 main dishes. For if there were 2 people, you could have 3 main dishes, and then you'd have 1 of these starters. Here, I have got. Oh dear me. I'm going to pretend that there are 2 people, and then I can have the rest for tea tomorrow. Look, this is a second course, right? Crispy aromatic duck with pancake salad. Well, I like that. And then you've got a starter. You can have sesame prawn toast, pork ribs in Peking sauce. If you go for the £30, I think they don't have it for 1 person. So what I might do is I'll go for that twice, and we'll have everything. How's about that? And then we'll select 3 main dishes. This is going to be fun. If I go for the 2, it's £60. Right, I'm going to need your help with this, right? But there's so many choices. Now, if I go for the set menu, right, so we've been trying to work it out. I'm going for 3 mains. It's as if I was eating for 2. So you're on the other side of the table here, right? And we're having like 3 starters. We're having the Peking crispy duck, and then we're having 3 starters. So I think we've got enough for me to have a great meal, give you some ideas of flavours, and at the same time I will be able to take some of this home for lunch tomorrow or for tea tomorrow. So there you are. So I'm going to get myself sorted, and I've ordered a beer. Sing Chow Chinese Lager. So look, that's the one I've ordered there, the top line there, okay? Now they want the table back by 7:30, so because they're busy. It's filling up already, so it's really, really good. So that we get a little bit of everything. I'm going for the set menu, £30 a person. I mean, normally you have to be 2 people, but I am 2 people, so I'm going to go for that twice. So it's going to cost £60, but obviously I'm going to be taking stuff home with me as well. So, but it gives you a flavour of what you're going to get. So I'm having the starter. You get spring rolls, you get sesame prawn toast, and you get pork ribs. So that's good. Then you get a second course, which is the crispy aromatic duck with pancakes, salad and hoisin sauce, which is even better. And you get a quarter of a duck. If there's 2 people, you get a quarter of a duck, or half a duck. I don't know quite how it goes. And then, obviously, with the main course, I'm ordering 3 main dishes, and I'm ordering 3 main dishes, and it comes with egg fried rice. So there you go. So that's that. And the 3 main dishes is black bean. Go through it again. Yeah, is beef in black bean sauce. Okay. Beef stir fried in a savoury black bean and garlic sauce with green bell peppers. Okay. Then I'm having the house sweet and sour, which is chicken, pork and king prawns in light crispy batter, stir fried in the homemade sweet and sour sauce with pineapples, onions and bell peppers. So there's a little bit different. So we've got that, and then I'm going for something off the specials menu, which is crispy chicken in lemon sauce. So we'll see what happens there. We might get something interesting. But I've got to eat this in a whole hour. So we'll go from there. Their kitchen. I can see the kitchen. They're not going to let me in the kitchen. I can see the kitchen. There must be 8 people in there, beavering away, cooking everything fresh, which is what we all want. You're going to forgive me, because I'm actually going to use my fingers. I washed them before I came out. This beer is really nice, but I can't have more than one. Right, it's starting as I expect it to. There's a plate here and it is hot, and they said be careful, it's hot, and I'm touching it and it is hot. My oh my, this looks and smells gorgeous. So let's bring the camera down. Look at this. This is the starter, and that is the second course. And this would be if there were 2, so obviously we've got enough here for.
At Paddyfields, hors d'oeuvres arrive, delicate and bright. Fresh flavors dancing on the tongue, a feast that feels just right. Each bite unfolds a story rich, a welcome full of grace. Nikki's palate savors these, a smile lights up her face. Nikki's Nosh is here to share, tasting every treasure found. With Tsingtao lager, cold and clear, the perfect pairing sound. From starters to the last delight, the flavors come alive. At Paddyfields, with every bite, Nikki's joy will thrive.
Let's try the prawn toast. Look at all the prawns in there. They look beautiful, don't they? Right, I've not had prawn toast like this in a very long time. Let's see. hot. Now we're having a meal as if it were for two, obviously. But and even the veg is crisp. I wish I could do that. But you. Beautiful. Now, let's try this. Does that look good? Delicious. Glistening, look how glistening it is. Those ribs are beautiful. Look how many you get. Your face is covered in stuff. Right. Now look how much duck you're getting here.
Next came the duck with glossy skin, hoisin sweet and bold, crisp cucumber and spring onion wrapped in pancakes rolled. A harmony of textures, a dance that's rich and grand. Nikki's Nosh delights in this, a feast so finely planned. Nikki's Nosh is here to share, tasting every treasure found. With Tsingtao lager, cold and clear, the perfect pairing sound. From starters to the last delight, the flavors come alive at Paddyfields. With every bite, Nikki's joy will thrive.
I normally get.
There we go. Totally delicious. Look at that. Great hosting. Shall we have another one of these? Look at that piece of duck there. Beautiful. It has to be crispy, but hey, it's moist and full of flavour. That taste of duck is delicious. There we go. I've got to let you see this. So I've had two. I think I'll have one more. I do love duck. Look at that beautiful duck. Yeah. Perfect. If I was rating this, that's 5 out of 5. It is supposed to be crispy, but it is done just right. Right, put that there. I'm hoping that the ribs have cooled down. You get 2 of these ribs, each person. Beautiful, eh? And you get loads of meat. Beautiful. I'm only going to eat the equivalent of one person's meal. So I'm going to leave those and take those home for me tomorrow. So I'm having a second meal. And these are all superb. Even the salad is great. So I'm going to ask for this to be all packaged up for me, because I've got to eat 2 more courses, well, 3 more meals. Got a little white thing. So that's my meal for tomorrow. Do you think I'm going to enjoy that? Yes, I am. I'm warm. I'm feeling quite full. I'm looking at all these people eating away, and they all seem to be enjoying everything. Right, so we've had the starter and we've had the second course. Now I've got the third course, which is, remember, it's 3 more dinners. So I will be having about half of each. So far, I'm a happy bunny. The attention to detail, level of service is incredible. There we are, that's that done. But they're cleaning everything down, cleaning the tables down with so much vigour. Absolutely. So they're sparkling. Is this the best Cantonese restaurant in Yorkham district? It's certainly the best in Haxby. It's the only one in Haxby. I'm looking like my mother. Unfortunately, my mother made it to about 87. I'm not sure I'll do. I'm beginning to look like someone who's 87. I think she'd be quite proud of me doing this, because she ran a B&B and she was a pretty good cook, but basically, obviously British cooking. But I've said this online so many times, is that her braising steak was the most enjoyable meal I could ever imagine, and I've never been able to reproduce it. And it was basic ingredients, but I still don't know what she did to make it work. But one day I will work out how to do my mother's braising steak. So what we've got coming up, we've got beef in black bean sauce. We've got crispy chicken in a lemon sauce. And we have got the house special sweet and sour. So we've got a little bit of variation there with some egg fried rice. However, if you want to come here, you're going to have to book. And here we are, my goodness me. Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Right, lovely. Now, do we need any soy sauce or not?
No.
We definitely, it'd be an offence to you guys to have soy sauce with it.
No, I think because
Everything's, I asked the question just to see what you would say. But this looks marvellous, absolutely marvellous.
do enjoy.
Which one would you suggest I start with? I suppose that one and then that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to bring the plates. These plates are superbly hot as well. Is the chicken? It looks like a whole chicken. Now there's enough there for 2 people, obviously. So that's our chicken. Oh, these bowls are hot. Look at this. Look at this. Beef in black bean sauce. Yeah. That is a meal in itself. Beautiful. And then we've got the sweet and sour house special. So this has got prawns, beef, chicken, king prawns, beef, chicken. and it smells delicious. Now, what she suggested I did was I should start with the lemon. And look at this, we've got, let's go down, let's come down. Have a look at that. Now, we've got obviously lemon zest, we've got the lemon rings there, but we've got rather succulent looking chicken there. Let's put some of that on our rice now. There's a full rice bowl over there, which, so let's put 2 pieces on here, right? And we'll see how we go with that. But look at this stew, look at the sauce, look at that sauce there. Now if we want to, we can also add this sauce as well if we wanted to, but not for this. I think we're going to look at that there, right? Now let's give this a go. Now we could have had chopsticks if we wanted to, I dare say. Right. Chicken looks really lovely and moist. Now, who would have thought you would put it with lemon, chicken with lemon. There's a little sweet, it's a little bit sweet, but the lemon, the acidity of the lemon comes out beautifully. That is interesting. Cooked to perfection. Let's give that rice a taste. That's just right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to mix these in. I'll bring that into the middle. This is equivalent to one person's portion. Let's put it all on so you get to see what we're getting. Let's guess what that is. Look at the size of that prawn. There's a lot here still on this plate here, right? Now I'll be able to put this into my fridge tonight when I get home, and here we have the black bean. Yeah. Oh, we'll put a little bit of the black bean on to our plate now. Again, we're talking about quality beef. The portion sizes, they said were going to be high, were going to be a lot. I didn't think there would be this much, but the glistening, look at the glistening here. Now, I've had there's still a full portion there really. I can't.
Then came the mains, beef and black bean sauce, sweet and sour too. Lemon chicken bright with zest, with egg fried rice in view. Each dish a crafted masterpiece, with care that's clearly shown. Nikki savors every taste, the love of food is known. Nikki's Nosh is here to share, tasting every treasure found. With Tsingtao lager, cold and clear, the perfect pairing sound. From starters to the last delight, the flavors come alive at Paddyfields. With every bite, Nikki's joy will thrive.
We're going to have to find out if this is a prawn. Yes, it is a prawn. And a beautiful fat prawn it is as well. proper king prawn. The sweet and sour is gorgeous. It's not overly sour, not overly sweet. It just has a zing to it. The red peppers and green peppers cooked to perfection. This black bean, and this isn't the same black bean as you get with Brazilian cooking. This beef looks marvellous. Let's give it a taste. The beef is melt in your mouth. It's beautiful, lovely, and it has got a great beefy taste. This is brilliant. I'm so glad I came here. I really am so glad. I wonder what would happen if I put a little bit of this on that. I've got a really good meal here for 30 quid. Do you see this bruise on my arm? I think it's the dog bumping things on me. Wow. Pineapple. Beautiful strips of beef. Melt in your mouth. Beautiful. And yes, you don't need soy sauce with this at all. Oh, I was warned about the portion sizes. It's good quality food.
Enough remained for lunch next day for Nikki and a friend. And even Lenny, gentle dog, enjoyed his rice to end. A meal that keeps on giving from Friday through to noon. Nikki's Nosh will treasure this, a joyous food tune. At Paddyfields tradition shines, a family's heartfelt art. And Nikki will carry those moments close in her heart. From Friday's feast to Saturday, shared with friend and pet, Nikki's Nosh brings joy anew, a memory none forget.
I haven't been to a Cantonese restaurant, Chinese restaurant, for a long time. The last one I went to was one of these eat as much as you like places, and they're not the same. Everything here is cooked to order and it's fresh. And I think that's the difference. I don't like going to these buffet, these Chinese buffet type things. This leaves too much to chance. Paddyfields is an exceptionally good Cantonese restaurant, and I would recommend it. Does it get Nikki's nod? See if I can grab them in. Come on, you little rascals. I can't make them jiggle. So you have to hold them like that. And then I sort of do that. Right, okay. Yeah, they get 2 Nikki's nods. So I do that. And we send them upstairs. I think I found the treasure again. Haxby is just outside York. So if you lived in York, if you're staying in York, it would be worth coming out to. Certainly if you live in York, I would argue this is one of the best, if not the best, Cantonese restaurant in York and District. I'm going to try a couple more, and I would think this will still come up on top. There's just something about this place that works. Sue, who was serving me, and the 2 older gentlemen were exceptionally good in terms of service. They helped me work things out, because what I wanted to do is I wanted to give you guys a flavour of what was happening. And so I went for 2 meals effectively, and so we've had 2 dinners. I can't eat even 1 dinner because the portion sizes are too high. 3 people could have easily had that meal. What do I rate it? Well, I'm spellbound, and I think I've had an absolutely splendid meal, well cooked, with good quality ingredients, with plenty of flavours, done in a traditional Cantonese style by obviously proper Cantonese chefs. And I think it's simple. It gets 9.75 out of 10. Now, why do I give it the full 10 out of 10? I don't know. Again, I always say this, is that I always think, well, there must be something better than this, but at the moment I don't think there is. I think I've found, thank you ever so much. Sue was very interested in what my favourite was, and I think I'd have to say it was the black bean, because the savouriness was just right. But yeah, the bill's out now, so I'm going to have to switch the camera off for a moment. I went for the meal for 2. Now, intentionally I did. I could have probably asked if I could have had the meal for 1, but I didn't. I went for the meal for 2, and you can see here, it's £60 for the meals, 2 meals, and £4.40 for the lager. So overall, if there was just me, it would be costing me £34.40, which I think is reasonable. Now, in terms of service charge, it's optional. You can put whatever you like on there. I think I'm going to put on there Paddyfields restaurant, 64 The Village, Haxby. You can park outside. You might have a job finding a place to park, but it's perfectly possible to park within 100 yards. Okay, and it's YO32 2HX. But I'm very pleased with that meal. I think I've got a lovely meal for a lovely price. Effectively 35 quid, excluding service charge. So that's me sorted. So I'm going to now go home, and I've got the bones from the other thing, and I'm going to feed them to little Lenny, who has probably destroyed my house. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, right, I've got to keep saying this because I forget. If you've enjoyed the video, please subscribe and like and comment and copy it to your friends as well, and come here. And if you come here, I don't get anything for it, I can assure you of that, but I would be pleased if you, when you came here, you say, well, I've seen it on Nikki's Nosh, and they'll be pleased as well, because their service is incredible. Lovely people, absolutely lovely people. So I really do recommend them, and they're lovely, family organised, they're a family business, so they really is. So for me, Nikki's Nosh, with sticky hands, even though that those little things did, even that hasn't worked. Right, has not got that off. So from me, Nikki, Nikki's Nosh. Cheers, me dear.
Help Nikki's Nosh to grow. Subscribe and ring that bell to know what's coming next, so don't delay. Like, comment and share, let's do it today.